welcome to the Explainer. All right, today we're tackling a really big question. What if our entire map of reality, the one we've used for centuries, is missing a crucial piece, maybe even a whole dimension? Let's dive in.
For basically all of modern history, we've seen the world through two main lenses, right? You've got space, that's the where everything is, and then you have time, that's the how everything changes, moving from past to future.
And that seems pretty solid, doesn't it? Space and time. It feels like that covers, well, everything. But what if it doesn't? What if there's a huge, fundamental gap in that picture that we've been staring past this whole time?
So, let's look at Kant's elegant box. The famous philosopher Immanuel Kant, he basically said that space and time are like the grid paper of our minds. They're not things out there in the universe, they're more like the operating system inside our heads that lets us experience the universe in the first place.
But here's the catch with that idea. A map, even a perfect one with a perfect grid, is totally useless without one tiny thing. That little red circle that says, "You are here," right? Without that starting point, the grid is just, well, it's just lines on paper. It doesn't mean anything.
Okay, so where is this missing here and now? Where's the center of our own universe? Well, the most powerful piece of evidence, it's you. It's the incredibly simple but profound fact that you experience everything from a single, centered point of view.
Thinkers have actually grappled with this. The phenomenologist Edmund Husserl, he called it the null point of orientation. That's a fancy term, but the idea is simple. Your body isn't just some object floating around in space. No, it's the absolute zero point. It's the anchor that gives meaning to up, down, left, and right.
And it's not just about physical space. A linguist named Carl Buehler found the exact same thing in language. He called it the origo. Think about it. Every single thing you say, without you even realizing it, is anchored by three invisible pointers. The I, who's talking, the here, where you are, and the now, when you're saying it.
Okay, so let's get to the really wild part. This idea of a zero point isn't just some philosophical concept about how we feel. Turns out, when you look at how philosophers and even physicists describe the creation of reality itself, this missing piece, this point, shows up everywhere.
Take the philosopher Hegel. For him, a point wasn't just a tiny dot in space. He had a much cooler idea. He said a point is the negation of space. Imagine endless, featureless space, and then boom, you create a point. You create a here. It's an act of creation that defines a location out of nothingness.
And from that one single point, everything else unfolds. That point moves, and you get a line, the point outside itself, as he put it. The line moves, and you get a surface. It's this beautiful idea that our entire dimensional reality is built up from that first single dimensionless here.
All right, let's switch gears to physics for a second. Usually, when a physicist talks about an event, they mean a specific point on the big map of space-time. It's got coordinates, right? A position in space and a moment in time. Pretty straightforward.
But what about the very first event, the Big Bang? Here's the mind-bending part. As physicist Paul Davies points out, the Big Bang wasn't an explosion that happened in space and time. It wasn't just another point on the map. It was the event that created the map. It's the ultimate origin point from which space-time itself began.
And what's just incredible is that this isn't just philosophers and physicists stumbling on this. We see this idea everywhere. Mystical traditions from all across the globe converged on the exact same idea. You have Meister Eckhart's spark of the soul, the Hindu Bindu or point of creation. All of them point to this timeless, spaceless origin point as the source of, well, everything.
So let's put this all together and build our new map of reality. It's pretty amazing when you think about it, right? We have all these people from completely different fields, all pointing at the exact same missing piece of the puzzle.
I mean, look at this. You've got German Idealism with the absolute I. You've got phenomenology's null point, physics and the Big Bang, mysticism and the soul's spark. The names are different, but the function is identical. Each one describes a zero-dimensional origin, a point that isn't in space and time, but is what makes space and time possible in the first place.
So all of this leads to a pretty radical new idea. Reality isn't just a two-part story. It's not a duality. It's a triad. You have space, you have time, and you have this third crucial thing, punctuality. That's the name the source material gives it, the principle of the point.
And when you think about it this way, it just clicks. It follows a perfect dimensional logic. You have to start at 0, right? So, step 1 is the 0D point, that's the here and now. From that point, you get the 1D line of time, and from that line, you can unfold the 2D and 3D planes of space. It all builds from that single point.
So why does any of this matter to you? I know, this can feel super abstract, this needle's eye of existence, but this idea of punctuality, this third element, it's not just some obscure concept. It's actually the most fundamental, most intimate part of your reality. And I love this metaphor from the source material. It calls punctuality the needle's eye of reality. Just picture that. All the abstract possibilities of space and time, they're like thread, and they have to pass through that one tiny point, your here and now, to be woven into the fabric of concrete, actual reality.
Let's break it down one last time. Without space, there's nowhere for things to be. There's no where.
Without time, nothing can happen. There's no flow, no change, there's no when.
But, and this is the key, without that point, without punctuality, there's nothing to happen. There's no that. It's the spark of actuality that makes an event real. It is existence itself.
So that here and now that you experience constantly, it's not just your location on the map of the universe. It is the origin point of your universe. It's the needle's eye through which everything becomes real, for you, in this very moment. So let me leave you with this question. If your here and now is the origin point of the universe, what does that make you?